Stop forcing your brain to focus. Most students believe concentration is about discipline or willpower, but neuroscience shows that deep focus is actually a biological state called flow. Flow is the moment when distraction disappears, time feels faster, and your brain operates at peak cognitive performance. But before the brain enters this state, it faces a powerful neurological barrier. This barrier exists between two important parts of your brain, the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for logic and long-term goals, like studying for exams. But the limbic system constantly searches for quick rewards, like social media, notifications, and entertainment. When you sit down to study, these two systems conflict with each other. This is why the first minutes of studying often feel uncomfortable and boring. However, something fascinating happens if you push through that boredom. Neuroscientists call this moment the transition point between distraction and flow. During this phase, stress chemicals like norepinephrine decrease, while dopamine begins to increase. At the same time, your brain starts reducing unnecessary internal chatter in a process known as cortical silence. This is the moment when deep focus begins. But entering flow also requires the right challenge level. If the task is too easy, your brain becomes bored. If the task is too difficult, your brain becomes anxious. The ideal condition for flow exists when the challenge perfectly matches your skill level. When this balance occurs, your brain shifts its electrical activity from fast beta waves into a powerful alpha-theta bridge. This brainwave state is associated with creativity, learning, and deep concentration. There are also environmental triggers that help activate this state faster. For example, reducing digital distractions before studying is essential. Modern notifications constantly spike dopamine, fragmenting attention and preventing deep work. Another powerful technique used by neuroscientists is rhythmic auditory stimulation. Certain background sounds or music rhythms can stabilize neural oscillations and help maintain concentration. To sustain deep focus for longer periods, the brain also requires proper recovery. One effective method is called non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. These short recovery intervals allow your nervous system to reset and prevent cognitive fatigue during long study sessions. Hydration and stable glucose levels also play a major role in maintaining mental performance. Even small drops in hydration can reduce concentration and memory. But the most important rule of deep focus is avoiding task switching. Research shows that even a 5-second distraction can break the flow state and cost up to 30 minutes of cognitive momentum. This is why protecting your focus environment is critical. When practiced consistently, these deep focus sessions actually reshape your brain through neuroplasticity. Over time, entering the flow state becomes easier and more automatic, and what once felt like forced studying transforms into long, effortless periods of mental clarity. So the next time you sit down to study, remember this: the boredom you feel at the beginning is not failure. It is the gateway to your brain's most powerful state of focus.